Yeah. Spark it up, Captain G3. Let's go. Wow. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Spark it up, Captain G3. Let's go. Oh. Lights pop on and the rhythm's tight. Got that green thumb boogie in the pale moonlight. Mixing up the soil, got the funk foundation. Tune your dollar cultivation conversation. Shake that leaf, turn up the vibe. Grow talk, groove talk, keeping it live. From seed to sensation, no hesitation. We riding high, cultivation conversation. Drop that pH, raise that soul. Let the terps take control. Funky buds in every nation. Captain and G3, the cultivation station. Stay funky, stay green.
What is going on, everybody out there in podcast land? How are you tonight?
Hello, my darlings.
Hey, what up, G3?
Happy Tuesday. My favorite day.
Happy Tuesday.
Hello, chat. I feel like my mic is super far away from me.
It really has turned into one of the best days of the week. I'm not gonna lie about it.
It's
Tuesday
like a
turned
couple
into
hours
a holiday over here.
that is just about the community and cannabis and all of the magic that we grow. It's amazing. I love it. Thank you guys so
That's
much
right.
for being here with us.
The
It
home
is,
grow.
I mean, you guys are what make it so good. Otherwise, it's just me
Yeah.
and Cap talking to each other, and that's FaceTime is good enough for that.
100% G3. It's all about the community. That's really our focus. If you didn't catch the vibe from a different show, we're home grow focused, not industry focused. We're all about those tent pirates out there, wherever you may be. Prohibition land, legal state, plant count, or not, whatever. If you're skirting the law or you're just out there doing your thing and in daylight, we're here for you.
If you're considering growing and you haven't started yet, we're here for you.
100%. Yeah, that's kind of what we were talking about on Sunday a little bit too, was evangelizing the hobby to people who aren't quite in it yet, getting people into growing their own. I think a lot of times us hardcore enthusiasts, let's use a kind word for it. Some of us are just plain old obsessed. Let's be real.
Fanatics.
Fanatics. Yeah, that's a little bit.
I am deeply passionate
Yes,
about this hobby.
deeply passionate about this plant and this hobby. And I think sometimes we fail to see it from the eyes of someone who is not like that, not a plant person, someone who just, they may smoke here and there. They may like a vape pen every now and then at a concert or something, but
Oh gosh, just make sure it's not distillate, okay? Please.
right, yeah, true. But we can get these people in our corner. We can get them set up with a 2x2, 2x4 tent, a little starter kit kind of thing, and have them growing 1-2 plants in the corner of a bedroom in no time. And I think more of us just need to be aware of that fact. We focus on the minutia of what we're all about here, but the fact of the matter is, it's easy as shit to grow this plant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hard to grow it really well, but they call it weed for a reason, just kind of grows like one.
Yep. It wants to grow.
It does.
Desires to grow.
Absolutely does.
But to grow well, you got to baby the shit out of it. Or stress it in just the right ways. It's an art. It is so much
It's
an
an
art
and it's a
as much as it is a
lifelong
science.
pursuit that like you will never master. But again, you can on your very first harvest pull some amazing quality weed and some good medicine that'll do the job, and save you some money and time going to the dispo and all that stuff. So
Especially the money. Holy cow.
you ain't lying. I mean, if you're a smoker like I'm a smoker, it ain't a cheap.
That's a
it ain't a cheap
pretty
hobby.
penny. That's a pretty, especially if you have standards.
Yeah, well, absolutely. If you like the good stuff, you're going to pay for it. And now, the good stuff, comes right out of my tent.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. I mean, so speaking of which, tonight I'm smoking on some of the Head Stash quality cannabis itself, like the utmost of Head Stash quality, right? It is the one and only Strawberry Tropicana Cherry from Lovin' in Her Eyes. I use the word Head Stash lovingly, but we all kind of know what that means, right? Like that means high quality, low yield. It's the nice word we apply to this. Like, it's only for the Head Stash because really, my plant only gave me 1.5 ounces.
A lot.
Like maybe 2.
Limited edition by design.
And it's I think there were a lot of things I could have done better to up my yield, but really genetics play a huge factor. I think it's just not a big yielding plant, but it's phenomenal quality. And it's very purple. I'm getting like a blood orange, and a lot more of that purple is coming through right now. That linalool.
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 A lot of that coming through now. That like kind of floral scent, but the main essence of it is coming from that citrus part of the lineage. That tangy.
Yeah, she'll kick your teeth in. Well, she's pretty bad. I mean, she is more of the balanced ones, but I'm so sensitive to that orange. I'm just like, it's all I can taste most of the time. She's lovely though. Her effects are gorgeous. Her buds were beautiful. Mine were really small, but they're beautiful.
Very small. Here, take a look. So this, this is, I want to say a third of the plant right here in this little jar. It took me fucking forever to trim this too, just because of the tiny buds. I mean, yeah, look, I can't even really show you.
They're like the size of marbles. They're not even the size of golf ball. They're the size of marbles.
Marble buds. Good way to describe it. But like, yeah, quality wise, I ain't complaining at all. It's just
and they go right in between teeth in a grinder really nicely. So you don't have to like rip apart buds later and get your fingers all sticky. So I appreciate that about it.
This right here is a top.
Mm-hmm.
That's a top. That's all that's all we're going with. So very laborious trim process here. Very laborious. Oh, my identity was revealed. Oh no. So yeah,
it's never happened before.
What do you got tonight, G3?
I have, let's see. Can you guys see that? I have that. Oh, you can't see. There we go.
It says lunch money.
Lunch money. Do you see all the cute? Look at those meat terps. Look at that fun design.
Yeah, it's got.
like a
that's
little
awesome.
Shot.
It's got like pastrami's on it.
So funny. Yeah. So, this is grown by Cap. It is his lunch money. We were rocking those meat terps tonight.
Oh, I love
That's
this.
always my favorite, but I actually really like her. She is different. She's different.
Yeah.
This is the Italian hoagie. you know. I guess you could call it Italian hoagie. She's definitely like layered in the best way. And once your brain, your brain will take something and run with it. So once you give it that thought that this is an Italian hoagie, I can dive through those layers and actually smell all of those things. It starts with like you got some sweet capicola and like some salami in there, and then you get that super sharp provolone, and then you got like a little hint of tomato and lettuce, and then you get smacked with like oil, vinegar, oregano.
I mean,
I'm like, oh,
can't
that is
argue
the
that at all.
whole damn thing. That's the whole sandwich.
has
Like
so-
kit and caboodle.
It's so much complexity in this smell. Like it's not. I know the lineage is. Let me think. I'm gonna draw a blank now, but I know there's GMO in there somewhere. Okay, like
Yeah,
a
it does
garlic
come across.
cookies, like it, but it's not all that. It's not like that's a very familiar kind of funk to me. This is something
And that
like
kind of comes at the end. That GMO, like garlicky, like super savory, that comes like at the end after all of the other stuff. It is so layered, like an onion.
yeah.
Parfait.
Oh, and you definitely get that onion in there too. Definitely like on that hoagie. But like you said, like tomato and lettuce, like is a layer of that like vegetal kind of
Yes.
smells and
it's
taste.
all in there.
I mean, I would even say so far as like a seeded bun, like an Amoroso quality roll in the whole package
That's
too.
like the one thing where I can like my brain wants to make it happen at the end. I don't quite get there, but the rest of it is all there. All there. So
So
she's really nice. I
I'm
like her.
happy to hear you say that.
Yes. She's
So yeah,
beautiful.
not all meat terps need to be nasty, and
No, they aren't.
you know.
These are not offensive meat terps, but these are not meat terps. This is not somebody shoving a pastrami in your face. This is a sandwich. This is balanced meat terps. This is meal terps.
meal terps. Okay, I like like that a little better. We're just gonna change a letter. Make it more
Yeah,
palatable.
I'll go with
for
meal
people.
terps.
Meal terps.
Give me that full like Thanksgiving turkey stuffing cranberry sauce. Fino, give me that. That's great. Give me the meal terps. Give me the Italian
Interesting.
hoagie.
Yeah.
Give me,
Where like meat
like-
is a component, but not the whole
Yeah.
picture.
not the primary focus necessarily. Or if you do have meat in there, you got some sides to balance it.
Gotcha. All right. So this again is lunch money we're talking about from Fresh Coast Seed Co. Out of Michigan. Way back, like 4 years ago, we had him on the show. Go listen to that episode.
I think that was before I joined.
I
It
think
was
it was
before I
too.
was a co-host.
Way back, and I've been meaning to grow something from him for so long since we talked to him, and I finally got around to it, and it blew me away. So like I'll definitely be growing some more of this guy's gear. Really nice, super frosty, just loud terps. And the lineage on this lunch money is garlic icing crossed with meat breath. Boom. Garlic and meat.
It's great. I mean, if his stuff carries this level of complexity, I would definitely be interested in running some of his gear because I really like that journey that you go on. Any terp profile can be one note and it can be fine. But when you've got a melody in there, when you've got a song, when you've got a story, that's so much more interesting.
Meal terps.
Give me the meal. Yeah.
I need
Sit down and cook.
I need also a starch and a vegetable, not just the meat.
Yes, we're all for well-balanced meals.
It's actually really funny.
The terp pyramid exists for a reason. I
Yeah.
just made that
the,
up.
the terp pyramid. Yeah,
Yeah.
like That's funny. You could only, you don't want to overload it in any one area. No, I think there's there's definitely
Can't
some
have too
truth
much
to that.
candy, or you're gonna get sick of it. Little GMO.
Truth. But yeah, this one nails it. And again,
She's good.
I'm upset at myself for not taking cuts. So, friendly reminder to all you photo period growers out there: take cuts of everything you flip. Always.
Everything.
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 And it doesn't take up too much space or time to keep a couple moms around, at least until like, if anything you're pulling is like super special, like worth keeping. And this definitely would have been a keeper for me, because I've never
Yeah, her
smelled
effects are
anything
really
really
nice
like it.
too.
Yeah.
She's so interesting, and her effects are bright and happy and upbeat and chattery. So I like her
Well,
a
thank you,
lot.
thank you. G3
Congrats.
approved. You hear that?
E3 approved
Man.
meat terps. Oh my God, can you believe it? The day has come.
Well, she's turned a corner on the meat terps, I think.
I just have very high standards.
I think like meat terps is kind of a misnomer. Like it's
I mean, there are
meat-like, but
there are definitely strains that are meat terps that are offensive. The ones that are really I find horrible are the ones that are like the ground beef, like raw ground beef, raw meat.
I've never smelled a raw ground
Oh,
beef terp.
God, those are really horrible.
That smells nasty. That's nasty.
Horrible.
That's
like it's like on the less skunky. When you get those like skunky roadkill terps, the like
all right. Now we're
roadkill
talking.
part of that, not the skunk part of that profile, but the roadkill part of that.
Yeah,
those are the meat
decaying.
terps that
But why do you
No.
like what when I say meat terps? Why does your mind go to like decaying meat? Like
it's not decaying meat necessarily. It's raw meat,
rotting
mostly.
or raw meat.
Because
no, like I'm talking
I
about
would say like
a
at
braised
least
short rib, delicious savory meat.
I mean, most of them are they're just not well balanced. They're just
I hear ya.
offensive. They're offensive. That's exactly what it is.
Hey,
They're
compared
just like
to Z terps, they
It's
ain't
like,
for everybody.
it's one of those train wrecks where you can look away. You're
They
just
ain't for
like
everybody.
it's that one note where it's just like, meat. I don't more than that.
Fair assessment, but I very much appreciate your opinion of my meat terps.
Yeah, now you get those ones that are like, I've had burger strains that just taste like a straight burger patty. That's it, like no seasoning, just the meat. And I've had other burger strains that are like the full deal, the like supreme deluxe, gorgeous, need a tooth skewer to like keep it all together.
Yeah, with
Burger.
that,
There's
like,
a very big difference in those two.
the cheddar and the aioli and the.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
One is
fucking
meat
hungry.
turps. The other one is meal turp.
I'm so fucking hungry. But no, I hear you. I hear you. It's more about balance than anything.
It's a balance. And that's the same reason
this-
why I dislike Tangy. It's out of balance. And when it's that far out of balance, I find it, like I said, offensive.
Fair.
Just straight up
Fair.
rude turp profiles.
Those are usually the ones that I gravitate towards. Interestingly enough,
Yeah, I like mine to have
like well-mannered terps.
I like a little bit of whimsy. I like a little bit of character. Give me some character to my terp profiles. Like, I appreciate those strains that are those one note that are just fine. But I actually think it's harder to find those than it is to find the ones that are multifaceted.
Okay. Well, thank you for smoking and giving me your honest assessment.
This
Yeah,
is lovely.
I love it.
These are highly approved meat. These are highly approved meal terps.
Meal terps. Meal, not meat.
Not meat. Meal.
Yeah, that's awesome. I again wish I had a mom of this, and I could send anyone who wants it a cut. But unfortunately, it's lost to the annals of history.
She's got sisters, though, right?
Lost to the wind. I have a couple other seeds. Yeah. You know what? What a listener sent me these too. So like, who was it?
Huge thanks to whoever it was.
716 grow.
He's wonderful.
Yeah. And he's like, yo, I know you like meat terps, Cap. Find something good in here. And man, did I ever. So, yeah, I'll try to find her hotter sister. That's all you can do.
You always
in
do a
these-
seed
in these
increase.
instances.
You know?
Truth. So yeah, you want to get into the
Always.
plants, G3?
Let's dive in.
You want to get into the plants, or you just want to? We could just BS all night too. I mean,
Are you not entertained?
that's kind of what we're
Are
here
you
for.
not entertained?
Somewhat. So yeah, garden wise, I want to talk yield. Like we were talking about my straw trap cherry, which did not yield a lot, nor for you. So what can we do as growers to maximize the yield, no matter what strain we are growing? With the understanding, of course, that some strains are going to yield more than others just by their genetic makeup, just the way it is. But we can always strive to maximize our plant's yield, no matter what it is that we're growing, right?
Yep.
And even for us tent pirates, who, myself, sometimes I scoff at the idea that I would concern myself with such trivial matters as yield when all I care about are terps and effects, right? I've said this myself many times. But looking at this tiny ass jar of head stash weed, okay? Like I want to maximize my yield. Like there's no point in growing the plant unless you're going to pull like a respectable amount from it, right?
Yeah. More. You know
More.
what?
More.
More.
This is not it's a cheaper method than going to the dispo, but this is not a cheap hobby. We're paying for electricity to light our tents. Like we want to maximize the ROI here.
Are we talking photos, autos, or both?
Let's talk
Because
both.
I would do different things for each.
Both is that's a great point, and you have to distinguish between the two. Let's flip a coin. I don't have a coin, but let's start with autos. Okay? There's a lot of things are going to be similar here. A lot of things aren't going to be.
There are some things that I like. If we're doing a photo, I would top it multiple times. If I'm looking for yield and I had a photo period, I would top the shit out of her. Train the hell out of her.
Yeah.
Turn everything into a top. And
Let's-
focus on that. Autos.
Let's start with photos, G3.
Okay.
Let's start with photos.
then.
Because I feel like a lot of these things are just going to be like, we're growing weed, no matter if it's photos, autos. There are going to be a lot of similarities, more than there are differences, but there are some key differences between photos and autos that we can highlight at the end. But with all plants, no matter photos, autos, whatever, like if you want to talk about yield, first thing that like comes into my mind is environment. Like you can't expect your plants to yield well for you, to do all that well, if you're not giving them the best possible environment to do that. What environmental factors are you talking about, Captain? First and foremost, I would say temperature.
Well, first and foremost, I would say VPD.
Okay, no, I'm
which includes
right there with
temperature.
you. I'm right there with you. So, for me, I am setting a target temperature, which is 83 degrees in my tent. 84, okay, actually, the year I was born for sentimental reasons. So like the maximum temp is set to 84 to exhaust once that's hit. Okay? Kicks on my exhaust fan. 84. Perfect for an LED lit tent. Sounds like a warm tent, but it's really not because you get like leaf temps around 79, 80.
Yep. I do run a little bit cooler than you do, but that's from mostly an electrical and power and all of that standpoint. Getting my tents up to 84 would take a lot. Maybe not so much in the dead of summer, but like the rest of the year, three-quarters of the year, that would be really hard for me to hit. So I run in like the upper 70s, low 80s.
If it's achievable, you know, I think even a few degrees can make a big difference when you're talking about plant, what's the word? Like, metabolism. It gets the plant processes sped up. Like a hotter, warmer environment is going to just like increase rate of photosynthesis. Yeah, all that stuff. Uptake of nutrients. It's all just going to cycle a little bit faster in a warmer environment. So,
Just like all plants have a growing zone. You know, like Cap, I think you and I are in 6B or something like that. But cannabis does as well. If they happen to be sativa leaning, then they're generally from a warmer environment. Think desert like conditions, hot.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have a sativa, she's going to want warmer temperatures. And if she's colder, that's going to cause her more stress, which means she's not going to function at premium levels.
Exactly. Now, we can adjust the temperature like as we get further into flower. We're not going to want to target 84 anymore if we're 8 weeks into flower. We understand that. But by and large, 84 is a pretty good target. And then I'm going to adjust my humidity based on that fact. So I'm going to look at my VPD chart and I'm going to see that, you know, for that early to mid flower period, which I'm in right now, it's day 24 up in my tent. You're going to want to be right around that like 1.1 range, 1.0 range. So we're talking about like for an 84 degree tent, 65% humidity. We're going to lower that the further we get into flower to like 50, 55. But we target temps and then VPD. At least that's how I do it because better yield. Better yield. Now, light. Your lights, of course, are driving your plant, right? Mm-hmm. People.
I mean, that's everything.
Yeah,
that's the engine.
Your light is a major factor in your yield. There's no way to get around this fact. There are so many factors that come into play. We're not here to do a lighting episode today. But you can be assured that, you're not, if you're going to skimp out on your light, if you're not going to worry about lighting science, if you're not looking into DLI, PPFD, things like this, if you don't know these key acronyms, yeah, right? If you don't think about penetration, spectrum, right? Light spectrum has a lot to do with it. If you're not at least delving into the light science, you're shortchanging yourself and your plants, right? If you don't have a way to test, right? I'm not going to buy a fucking Apogee meter ever. Not ever. Not in a million fucking years. So what I am going to do is pay $5 for the iPhone app called Photone for the LED light feature to at least give me a somewhat of an assessment of my PPFD in my tent, right? All you need to do is put like a piece of paper around it, like a diffuser around your phone camera. They even make little like permanent diffusers you can get, I think now.
They do, and you just like clip them on.
Yeah, you can just clip them on. But I'll be
It's-
real. Printer paper works fine for me.
It certainly does. And if nothing else, if it's inconsistent, it's consistently inconsistent. So even if you can't say like, yes, this is actually what this measures, when you're measuring your light levels against each other, the difference between them will be accurate.
So it's accurately
Consistently
inaccurate.
inconsistent and
Yeah,
consistently consistent.
Yes.
No,
we can
consistently
say that.
inconsistent.
It'll at least get you in the ballpark, and that's where you want to be. You know, it's well worth the $5 cost to get that feature unlocked on the app, and then you have at least something to give you a reading. Okay, that way you can test. You know, beginning of flower, you're going to want a different PPFD than at the end.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, Rudy.
Oh, what up,
Good to see
Rudy?
you, bud.
Yeah, man. Photone is great, and Rudy, I'm glad you're here, man, because I'm growing 2 of your local 47s, man. I'm super
And
excited
they are
about these.
gorgeous.
They sure are, man. I'm like, ever since you sent me these, I've had them in my like must grow list. And I got 2 of them this round. They yeah, they're really impressive, dude. Like stacked as all hell. I don't know what the AK-47 looked like though, so you make sure you send me a couple pictures of that later on if you can. If when you grew the Katsu AK-47, I want to see what that plant looked like, because I'm seeing a lot of local skunk in both of mine. So maybe they were just similar plants. I don't know. Oh, I can't wait. Such old school flavors. I can't wait.
That whole tent is
Can't wait.
special. look great.
Helixes everywhere. But yeah, welcome, dude. Welcome. Glad to see you here. All right. So
Oh, talking about light, hours of light, amount of lights on versus lights off will definitely affect your quantity at the end. I absolutely believe that all plants need to rest, and there are biological processes that happen in the down rest period when lights are off that are vital for the health and happiness of the plant. However, you can put them on 24/7 for veg autos the entire time if you want to. You can run at 24. You can run at 22 too. You can push them with lots of light that will create that it will force them to photosynthesize more, to transpire more, to use more energy to create bigger flowers.
so for autos, you think the 24 hours of light strategy would be
I think
a
it's
way
horrible.
to
I think
maximize
I
yield?
don't think anybody should use 24 hours of light. I know that there are people that do and they absolutely stand by it, and you can. I am a firm believer that every living thing needs to rest.
Yeah, but what if
So
I don't care
a-
about rest and I just want them to produce as much as possible?
I
and I'm
still
just-
think that there are
I'm
enough
just
important
like a factory
biological
overseer here. Like, get back to
Yeah.
work, plants.
But if
You
you
keep
keep
making those
pushing them
bugs.
and pushing them without that ability to rest, you may be causing additional stress that could be taking away from your quality in the end. So you can limit it without removing it completely. So just reduce your amount of dark time, but don't remove it completely. Please.
Okay, I would agree with that, as you know, personal opinion. But like again, yeah, you can, and I think if all we're caring about is yield, then that's a viable strategy. Okay, but that's yield is not all we care about. Yield is a factor, but I am not sacrificing quality for yield. I think we can maximize our yield without sacrificing the quality of the plant. That's what I'm kind of talking about here. Right.
And there is a fine line there. You can push them really,
Yeah.
really hard and get huge flowers that have
Less
absolute,
terps,
like
yeah.
almost no terps on them. That all they did was bulk, and they didn't do any cutting. You know, they didn't get the like what they were. The medicine is really what we're there for. So you want the most of the medicine, because at the end of the day, you're not looking for the most flower material,
No.
like the most plant material. You want the most trichomes, and you want those trichomes to be good. So there's a fine line. There's a fine
Couldn't
line.
have said it better.
Everything in moderation. There's a spectrum of moderation, but like let's not go balls to the wall up 24/7 for 3 months.
Well,
No living
I-
creature should have to deal with that.
I agree. That sounds like torture to me. That sounds
It
like you're
is.
just kind of a masochistic grower, and you're just like you're a bit of a slave driver. I just don't agree with your tactics. And
Even if it's not from a like, oh, this is so mean standpoint. Like plants do things at night that they don't do during the day.
That
if you
is
cut out
what
those
Badger's saying,
biological
too.
processes, it's going to be tough.
They do like there's like, your REM sleep is a vital part of like your brain's regenerative process at night. And without it, like you wouldn't feel rested, like you
You can't down process. Your memory would suffer. Your
Yeah.
ability to function would suffer. Everybody knows what it feels like to have a shitty night's sleep.
Yeah,
rough.
well, so
It
yeah,
affects
don't let
everything.
your plants feel like that. Don't let
Yeah.
them. So again, yield
No,
doesn't
you can-
dictate everything, but
Increase your light percentage amount. Just like don't do all light. Just like you don't want to do all darkness.
yes,
Either one is good.
yes. So if we're increasing light, if we're upgrading our overhead LED, we could buy in like some fancy new 800 watt like tunable spectrum gizmo, right? If you're giving your plants more light, you're gonna have to give them more nutrients. You might even have to supplement CO2 for them to be able to absorb that extra light. Otherwise, there's no point. So, you have to think about the balance of the environment. And all these things, environmental factors, are like when you ask me, Captain, how can I increase my yield? That's right away. I'm thinking about your environment. Are all these factors tuned and balanced? So,
Yeah, because it's as much about not taking away from the plant as it is giving the right things to the plant. You can give it everything it needs, but if you stress it the hell out, it's going to suffer. You're not going to get your return. So everything has to be perfect in order to get
yep. Give
your best.
them the space they need to thrive. That's least we can do. Least we can do. So, second thing, increased yield. Second thing I want to kind of go to is increasing your root mass. Because as we've learned, as you've told me many a time, G3, as above, so below. Right? Or is that it? Or is it reverse?
yes,
As
as
so
above,
below.
so below,
So
as within, so without.
if we're trying to increase the bulk of what's up top, what's above, then I must increase the mass and the bulk of what is below. Makes sense, right? So how do we get the biggest, baddest, most best root structure you can? How do we achieve this?
Well, you got big pots are helpful for big roots.
They
But
are,
in a
but
tiny
not-
case, you can only
immediately.
go so fast. No, I mean, it depends. Again, it depends. You're doing photos. If we're talking about photos, then the slowly up potting gives you a really solid
Yes.
foundation. Your plant has the most stability at the core with slowly lessening amounts of foundation as it moves out, and that mirrors exactly what you're going to have up top. You have a bunch of weight in the center, and then it slowly disperses as it goes to the sides, as above, so below. However, autos, you try and transplant them a whole bunch. That's not a type of stress that's going to get you a whole lot of return. That's just going for them. They're just going to, the chances of them freaking out are a lot higher. They don't respond as well as photos do. So you can't up pot them multiple times because you're racing a timeline and they don't like it. So in that case, you
True.
kind of just have to encourage them to create their strongest foundation that they possibly can.
Do you have any specific methods that you use to encourage outward root growth from an auto, a photo, whatever it would be, without up potting, without? Because there's one thing I can think of.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of things you can do. What is your one specific
thing that so what do they say about autopots? I know this is when you transplant into an autopot pot. What is the first thing they tell you to do? Even before you turn the system on.
Let them establish.
And how the establishment is we transplant into the pot, we water in, and then you just don't touch them for a week. Seriously, I will give them a full water, and then I don't touch them for at least a week. Don't water them. That's what I mean. You dry them back, not fully, but it's a form of a dry back to encourage outward root growth, to they seek that water at the edges of the pot. You know what I mean? The roots have to.
That's one of the level stresses. That's a good one. You want, and again, there's a level of art to it. Allowing that drying back encourages that searching. It's not just right there for it. It goes looking for it. Same reason why we like to water in that circle around the outside.
That's exactly.
Encourage those roots to go looking, because the further out they go, the more they can branch off, and then the more feeder roots and everything you can have.
So that's
autopots are great.
You kind of read my mind. If with autos, if we're not transplanting, right, in the pot we started in, it's those little concentric circles of watering that I use to encourage that outward root growth, especially around that second, third, fourth week of the plant's life, where you're trying to get those roots out to the edge of the pot as quickly as possible. As above, so below. You will have a bigger plant if you have a bigger root mass. So focus on building the root mass.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Now, can you get giant plants with tiny, tiny little root balls? Sure, you can.
You can.
Absolutely.
You can. And in a lot of
possible.
synthetic setups, I mean, shit, I see people just pumping.
Especially with auto pots.
Yeah,
stuff.
or these flood and drain tables and a bunch of rock wool cubes and these fucking ginormous, bulked up plants. And you can do it. You can do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
it's easier
we're
if you
kinda-
have your root foundation to support you along the way.
True. And
I
a
think
lot of
that,
a
if
lot
you
of
had
what
that same
we-
genetics in the same pot, in a different pot, you'd get bigger. You'd get more.
I think in most cases you would, yeah. Most cases. And we're kind of always just talking about our own methods too, which is organic. So has to just be assumed. That's what we're talking about 90% of the time. But listen, there are other ways to skin the cat, but like I think focusing on building your roots up is never going to hurt you at all. Another way. What?
I was gonna say, speaking of salts, like that's a really good way to get good quantity. Salts are really bioavailable. They are already broken down. They're already super accessible for the plant. Like in organics, things need to be broken down. So you need to take those extra steps to make sure that that food is ready and bioavailable for your plants as soon as they need it. Otherwise, there's going to be that delay. And that delay is going to mean smaller, less quantity. So having that food available when they need it, having that water available when they need it, and then challenging in certain ways is going to give you bigger results.
I absolutely agree, especially if you don't quite have your organic nutrition dialed in the way it needs to be. If you're new to it, or you're just, for whatever reason, man, like what is never going to hurt you or your plants is like a half dose, a quarter dose of any line of synthetic nutrients as a supplement to what you're doing organically. And we call that orgthetic growing. Some people call it synganic, but around here, orgthetic is the word.
No, it's not.
Because it's primarily organic, G3, but a little bit of synthetic. But so either way, like whatever you want to call it, the fact remains, nutrition is definitely something you want to talk about. Like think about if you're looking to maximize your yield. Like if you're getting those early fades coming in your organic setup, listen, I know it's pretty. I know, but you have delusions of senescence, my friend, and you need to come to grips with the fact that your nutrition could be better. Like, I don't want to see your plant fading on day 40 of flower. That's too early. Day 35, right? Like, I don't want to see purple in those leaves yet. So a little bit of synthetic supplementation, not going to hurt you. Definitely not.
Yeah. Everybody flexes. I mean, when we're learning, it's best to do whatever to get your plants as healthy as they can through the finish line. And then you learn from what you've done and adjust in the future. So, maybe you want to run organics 100% of the time. I like running organics 100% of the time. But something happens and your plant's going to crash and burn if you don't do something immediately. Like
it's more of a response kind
it's
of
okay
thing
to figure something out that will help quickly.
For sure. It's like, oh shit, too early of a fade. Let me mix up a quarter batch of a GH3 part in my reservoir, whatever,
Mm-hmm. And it is a Band-Aid,
It won't hurt.
Ideally, you start reading your plants and get ahead of that type of stuff.
You'll
there's
learn,
learning
and
curve.
next time you won't have that early fade in your organic setup. You'll know. You'll top dress more. You'll use just better methods. So another way I wanted to mention you could use to increase root mass, I think, is fabric pots. Perhaps we've kind of talked about that. They like air prune the roots.
I do like air pruning. I'm a fan.
That's like a yes and a no from I like the water retention of like a non-fabric pot too. Like I don't know. I'm not sold on that one.
It's completely a preference thing. I mean, there is that aspect of air pruning versus the roots just like circling and circling and circling and circling and circling.
Yeah.
When you kind of have that circling and circling and circling, it looks really cool when you pull it out.
It
But
does.
you have way more primary roots and way less feeder roots in that situation. I'd rather have more feeder roots, I think. So I want my roots to get out to where it's supposed to stop, and then they know where that boundary is, and then they split off from there. Give me all the
Gotcha.
fractals.
And they grow upwards to where you're like, if you give them that top dress too, like I love those feeder roots you mentioned. Like you'll know too when you see them, like all those white fuzzies busting through the top of the soil, like looking for that next top dress. That's how you know you've done it right.
And you can feed from both sides. You can feed from top and bottom.
Yeah.
More feeder roots means
The
More
more
in
feeder
means-
roots, the better.
more, building blocks for energy so that you get bigger results.
No,
But you can only push them so far. You don't want to burn the shit out of them either, because that's going to take away. So again, there's a spectrum. There's a spectrum.
Yep.
Moderation.
It's always balance, people. Always balance. Along with the, well, it has nothing to do with fabric pots, but an aerated medium will help your roots achieve their full potential and thus, hopefully, giving you bigger buds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aerated
Oxygen is
medium.
important.
Like, make sure you have enough perlite, enough pumice, whatever you're using, rice hulls, I don't care. You don't have to if you're using a cocoa-based medium. Just want to throw that out there too. Like, what we're trying to avoid with aerating the medium is getting into like an anaerobic state. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So a lot of the good beneficial bacteria and stuff that's happening in the soil, that's breaking down all those nutrients into plant available forms, are aerobic. So they need oxygen, not just water. Like your plant doesn't just need water, it also needs to breathe air. So like, again, there just needs to be a balance. If there's too much water, the soil's constant. If it's too compacted and it's waterlogged, that's just, it's not good for your roots. Not good for your plant. So I know it's a small thing. I know it's like, it seems like something that doesn't matter. But like every time I put a plant into medium, I like break up the medium with my hands. You know what I mean? I want to like take out chunks, make sure it's as fluffy as possible.
Mm-hmm. Especially in the very beginning when you've got that tiny little taproot fighting for her life. You don't want her hitting a giant wall. It's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
easy to just like make it easy for them.
And it's the same, like the same thing I do to not stunt my autoflowers in the beginning couple weeks of their life. Yeah, like make sure that at least that top half of that soil and that pot is as fluffy and smooth and like not compacted as possible. It's a step that often gets overlooked, people don't think about, but it's just like, I don't know, for me, that's an important step.
Yeah. They can't grow if your roots are rotting.
Yeah, so they need to breathe. Think about aeration, people. Aeration.
So something like worms that aerate your soil for you on the go is great. If you're
They
organic.
do a little bit of the work for you.
If they
for
like
sure.
living in salts much.
Worms are awesome. Yeah, I don't think or orgthetic would even work for the worms. There'd have to be
No, I don't think so.
get some
They're
dead
pretty
worms
fragile.
in the
They're a lot more
pots.
fragile than the plants are.
Yeah, yeah. So
Something else, and I know that you guys are like "Bleh" about this, and you can be. pH will determine how big your stuff gets. If your soil's at the right pH and your water's at the right pH, everything can be uptaken properly, and those nutrients that are bioavailable when they're supposed to can go into the plant and everything can be happy. But if you're at the wrong pH, then nothing can move and they can't uptake anything. So check your pH, vary your pH. Your plant will love you. And I know you guys are rolling your eyes at me. That's fine. You do you. I love you for it anyway.
Here,
But
even organic people.
it's
like,
just additional information. It
don't
can
laugh.
only help you.
At least know what your pH is of your water that you're using. Like, and if it's fine, then it's fine. And there's nothing you have to do. But, don't give your plant or your microbes extra work when they could be worrying about more important things than pH.
I mean, gosh, what if like one day there's like a pipe burst down the street from you and there's all of this craziness that gets into your tap water and your pH drops to 4.1 and you're like, oh, this is fine. My tap water is always
that happen?
7.2. And then, you give this very acidic water to your plants and they're not happy.
I don't know if the county ever let that happen, there'd be some serious repercussions. G3,
I'd be proud. That's an extreme.
someone be
but-
getting shit canned for a acidic water.
I'm just saying,
coming from the...
there have been plenty of times where people thought that, their water was at a certain level and it was very off from that. And yes, Badger, I absolutely agree with you that organics can give you a wonderful buffer with all of your different organisms, but those buffers can only work so far. Like, they can't work miracles. They can adjust them and shift them in the direction that you'd like, but it's not like they're not going to swing you whole points of pH.
No, they're not. And like I agree with you, Badger. They do buffer the media and keep the pH low, even if you water in a high pH, because like the microbes secrete like an acid, like a humic acid, basically. It lowers the pH. But why give them that work when they they could be worrying about other processes like I don't know, something with enzymes. Dude, I don't know the science of it. Don't they do something with enzymes too? They could do that instead of worrying about your pH and making sure your plant's buffered, man. Like, I hear what you're saying and it doesn't really matter, but it's just like,
They
I don't know, man.
but should they?
It's an extra thing that you're giving your system to worry about when, like, in an optimized setup, right? Like with a pH balanced water going into a fully organic system with all the microbes fully active and healthy, they're going to be worrying about breaking down those components in your
Organic matter.
soil to feed your plant. Again, like there has to be a limit to their attention, They only have so much attention span.
And
I think.
energy.
And
Yeah.
energy, yeah, for sure.
Only so much
I don't
time
know. I get you, man. Like, it's not the biggest concern, but I think
No, and all of these are, we're just hyper fixating on all of the things
Okay,
that
listen.
you could use.
you can leave
It's
out
not funny, it's
any
not funny.
one of these things, maybe even two, and not like concern yourself so much with them. But if you leaving out all of them, I promise you're gonna miss out. You're gonna miss
You're
out.
just making it a little harder for your plant, or a lot harder for your plant, depending on how neglectful
It's
you're
like,
being.
You say things like this, Badger, like, oh, I don't need to worry about my pH. It's like, this leads to like, oh, I don't need to worry about my leaf ambient temperature. I can leave my tent at too cold of a temperature, or like, not quite a perfect VPD or
You're saying pH is a slippery slope.
yeah.
Ignoring
I'm
pH is a
I'm
slippery
saying
slope.
you're not concerning yourself with pH is indeed a slippery slope. Maybe not for you, Badger,
I,
because
I
I
I
know
mean,
you.
yes,
You
and
know,
Badger's been doing this forever. He's got it
you're
down
a
to a science.
seasoned
But
seasoned
for a
grower.
new grower who doesn't really have their style set in stone yet, and they're kind of fucking around and finding out,
It's a
just make it easy.
gateway. It's a gateway to harder things, worse, harder things. Like, I don't know. What would be
All right.
a harder thing to get into in your garden?
I have what?
I don't know what.
I have no idea what you're even
I
asking.
don't know. I don't know.
Um,
GP. I'm stoned.
All right, so we've talked about taking away a lot of stress and giving the plants environments where all of their needs are basically met, and the stress that we're giving them is just to help them grow. It's not to freak them out. What can we actually physically give them that will help bulk up, nutrient wise, or supplement wise, or otherwise? What can we add to our standard nutrient regimen to get those big ass buds? I mean, every company you see has like Bud Builder 5000.
I mean,
and like
honestly,
big, beautiful buds. Like,
you want my honest answer?
mhm.
Nothing. It's all bullshit. I'm not fucking around. Either. Like what you can do is make sure that you have a balanced and enough nutrition. But there is no such thing as like a bud bulker or a bud sweetener or like some kind of magic snake potion that I can pour into my medium to give me magically big dense buds. I mean, okay, but aside from like Eagle 90 or some like ridiculous, PGR crap that no one's ever going to use. Yeah, like just no, doesn't exist. Doesn't.
So most of these like Bud Builder 5000s or whatever, the like bloom boosters, they're supposed to be sugars, right? I personally haven't used a whole lot of them, so I don't know a whole ton of them. There's supposed to be lots of like sugars to help the plant, right? Like there are nutrient supplements that definitely will help things bulk up. I just don't know what's in these bud builders that is supposed to be so huge and why it only exists, why they say it works there and not something else.
So as far as I know, G3, the sugars like, and I think that's kind of where people get the conception that like, oh, it's the bud sweetener because it has sugars in them. The sugars feed the microbes, right? The sugars increase soil activity and help those microbes break down all the things. It's kind of a boost to those microbes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
that
how else
seems
it's going to
logical.
help you, but that's definitely a way to. I mean, that was the next thing I was going to mention in terms of like root systems and getting bigger buds is you could add microbes to your system. Microbes is always going to help you, even if you're a non-organic grower. I think you would benefit tremendously from adding some kind of microbe consortia, right?
Yeah. Microbes
So
are
you feed the microbes, you keep them established, they keep doing their thing, and that's the point of the bud sweetener. I don't know, like I don't think there is anything. I see you there, Sergeant. Okay, kelp is a little bit different. It's like it does increase plant the rate of growth. Now, I've always kind of thought of kelp as more of a vegetative support. Like, it creates a lot of biomass, which doesn't always result in bigger buds. It can sometimes just result in like more leaves and longer stems and that type of thing. But yeah, I mean, not to be discounted. Definitely a great additive. Same kind of thing. Like, now that you mentioned kelp, I should mention coconut water.
Like
Coconut,
actual
dried coconut water. Yeah, freeze dried coconut water. I think it's to this day the best selling thing on the Build a Soil website. Like, that's what one of them. It's their freeze dried coconut powder, coconut water powder, I think. And it's the raw like stuff inside a green coconut that you would drink. It tastes delicious, and it's freeze dried, turned into a powder. You can mix it in, you can put it in your res. Actually, you know what? That's probably not a thing I'd put in my res.
It gets, I don't know, sticky.
A little sticky. It's basically sugars. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, your biofilm
little
would
sticky.
be out of control.
but
No, I wouldn't put sugars in my res. But you could water it in.
coconut water is a great thing to add, and it's kind of like, in the way I think of it is it's like kelp but more for flower. It just supports all those different processes. I don't know. I at least that's the distinction I've made in my mind. Like, kelp for veg, coconut water for flower. I've always done it that way. So, little bit of a booster. It has all those, like, if it can feed a coconut is the biggest seed on planet Earth, right?
I suppose
Yes.
that's true.
Yes, big seed, big old seed. And like that, the coconut water is what like feeds that seed to grow into a tree on a deserted island to start the process. Like, think of how many enzymes and just like wonderful things for plant growth are in coconut water. So, yeah,
I can imagine there's a whole lot of nutrients in there.
good stuff. Actually, I don't know if there is any like NPK value to it. I don't think there is.
No, but those natural
think so.
sugars. And I would imagine that there must be some level of like, I don't know, just from the fibrous structure of the tree and the nut itself. I feel like any nutrient dense water coming from it would have some level of nutrient in it that would help with stability, like silica does. With strengths, with I could be totally off base there, but in my brain that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm not like as well versed in the current like scientific literature on coconut water as I should be.
I'm gonna have to
But
look it up now.
I
My
can
brain
tell you
is
this
like,
shit-
I need to know about coconut water.
That shit is bomb. Shit is bomb. It helps. Great in the beginning of a plant's life and at the end. That's how I use it. It's great for like root support, flower support, which these things go hand in hand as we're kind of learning, right? The same things you can do to support your early plant's life, like clones, right? Like when we talk about like building roots on your clones very quickly. A lot of people use like a flower feed because it has high levels of phosphorus in it to support root building, all that stuff. So like it's the same thing. You just what works in that part of the plant's life also works at the end too. Like things come full circle a little bit. It's funny. So yeah, what, like the last kind of big thing that I think.
Well, there was one other thing that I saw someone mention that I wanted
bring it
to
up.
say. Ha 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 ha. There you go. Humic and folic acid.
Absolutely.
Fulvic acid. Folic acid.
Fulvic.
Fulvic acid. Fulvic acid.
Fulvic. But is folic acid is a thing too?
It is, but I
Oof.
think fulvic acid is what we're talking about. But yes,
Yeah, you'll find
Both.
folic acid in
Great.
Dr.
Oops.
Pepper, not fulvic acid.
yes. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong. So humic helps with soil structure. It's a larger molecule, helps with soil structure overall. And then fulvic acid helps with nutrient transport and cell wall permeability.
Oh, that
So both very
love
important
it.
for the nutrients traveling through your soil to your plants. Yeah, both great.
Awesome.
Both important.
Awesome.
I just started using both of those recently. Big shout out to Luna for convincing me.
Yeah.
And
What? So
they're
is
great.
there
I
like a
definitely like
supplement
them.
you're using for fulvic and humic, or is
Yes,
it
I
just a
think
soil?
my humic.
thing?
So the weird thing is, so there's something called Full Power, which is what I use, which I believe it sounds like it's fulvic acid, but I believe it's humic acid. And that's the one that I use. I don't remember what I use for my fulvic. It's over there somewhere. But I believe the humic acid, I just remember that because it's the name makes it sound like it's different. And I was so confused and I had to contact the company and ask. Dumb. So dumb. But yeah, humic acid. But I do recommend Full Power. I really like it. I think it's a
Nice.
great thing. So
All right. Yeah. There's the product I use for humics and fulvics from Microbe Life Hydro. It's called Nourish L, and it's a liquid that looks like motor oil. It's just like, yeah, it's very goopy and dark, kind of sludgy, but that's what the stuff is. You know, the precursors to like carbon. Yeah, it's carbon. So it's interesting, yeah. Like very interesting. So yeah, grab yourself a fulvic and humic supplement. Even like something as simple as Recharge has a lot of great humic acid in it. I mean, that's the primary component. That's why that'll turn into like a brown looking liquid when you mix it up, you know? Helps a lot.
all those
Am I chatty tonight, Budsy? I did have a cup of coffee before the show.
no little cat. We can hear little man.
Oh,
is,
you can hear him, dude.
he is aggressively showing his appreciation for the world.
I can't believe you can hear him. He's
Yeah, we can hear him.
So he learned this new trick this week, and we call it aggressive cooing, where like he sounds like he's singing the immigrant song.
He's not so much as cooing as like singing the sound of his song of his people.
Yeah.
Like he is working those lungs.
He's gonna be like a Pavarotti or something. I don't know. He's got a set of pipes on him. This kid. Yes. Little Captain is chatty tonight. He
Yes,
sure
we
as
love
hell
it.
is, dude.
We love
That's-
to hear it.
That's very funny. I honestly, I didn't think you could, but that's still very funny. Very funny. So the last thing I wanted to bring up, G3, in terms of maximizing yield is training, obviously.
Yeah.
Big thing. Big thing.
Maybe maybe not the most important. It's way up there though.
Big.
Training makes such a huge difference. And I hate to say that because I don't like training. But
No, it's yeah, that's right. Outcast. It's foiler. I know what you're talking about. You had me thinking like, dude, what does I know Brandon Rust has a mispronunciation. But
Foiler
it's not
versus
fulvic
foliar.
acid. Yeah, it wasn't
No.
like vulvic acid.
That's
No,
another way that you can increase your yield. You can foliar feed your plants.
you can foiler feed them.
Foliar feed your plants.
Yes.
But yes, that can also help increase
Big way to help
quantity.
maximize yield. I mean,
Good way to get nutrients directly to the plant. Doesn't have to be more accessible that way in a lot of ways.
not something I would do like mid to late flower, but like something in early flower. What I would argue is like plant health is at its utmost concern in that early flower window. You're setting yourself up for the whole flower window as they bud set and like establish their final forms and all that stuff. Like you want them to be at their peak health at that point, if nothing else. Okay. So yeah, foiler
especially 'cause
feed
its
them then.
needs, like switch up a lot right then, and you might be totally set and ready to go and absolutely prepared for that switch to flower and the switch into stretch. If she's particularly hungry and she burns through what you've provided for her, then you're gonna start. She'll start lagging. So knowing the plant, I guess, and being prepared for that transition are big parts of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So training wise, what are we? So many things we could get into. I mean, for me, the big picture, the primary objective of training, and we're talking about photos here, not autos, because I think this is the key distinction. We'll get into that, but photos, what I'm looking for is a flat canopy. Flat canopy. I mean, I can deal with some variance of a couple inches up to a foot, but that's not ideal, of variation between the heights of the tops on your plants.
You don't want anything that can produce shadows.
No. You want an even canopy so you can maximize the PPFD across the canopy and the penetration at the same time. Very key. Very key. Without the even canopy, you will never achieve the penetration necessary to give you those true like helix structure colas, you know? You'll only get
At least not multiples. You'll get like one. Your main cola will be like chunky and helixy, and the rest of them will be like, man, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you spread them out, you make everything a cola, main cola, and especially with photos, because you can let them run.
You can. And so topping is for me a big part of this with photos. Scrogging, big part of this. I think I mentioned
Defoliation.
Absolutely G3. These are all components of maximizing our plants' yield just by like the work we can put in as growers. I mean, this is the true work part too. This is not like an easy process sometimes, but it's necessary. Otherwise, you're just like, without an even canopy, you're setting yourself up for a world of larf. Do you want to live in a world of larf? You
No.
don't. You don't. I promise you.
You don't. And I mean, so just as much as you want that flat canopy up top, you don't want any bullshit below. So you got to take
No
off all those
bullshit.
little buds
No bullshit.
and all
And
the little larf and all the leaves, anything that's diverting energy. Get rid of it.
absolutely G3. And I would even say, like, Smoke Ring brings up this technique known as schwazing, or is it schwazing? Schwazing?
I don't think it's
Is that
Swayze.
a dirty dancing kind of thing?
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
So, schwazing, I would say.
Schwazing.
Schwazing.
I
Which-
see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Sorry,
Was that
ADHD.
Spaceballs? Yeah, Spaceballs. Now I'm thinking about that. Oh my god. Schwazing is kind of like when you do like a serious strip of your plants on day 1 of flower. Like you take off pretty much 90% of the vegetation. Like, you leave the tops, but you take off all those lower branches, all those dinky little nodes that are never going to make the canopy. Let's be honest about it, guys. Like, I know I get hopeful too sometimes, and I'm like, oh, this branch down here, just give her light, give her room. She'll grow and reach the canopy. Like, no, it's never going to fucking happen.
I'm so guilty of that.
Cut your losses early. Divert that plant's energy to a bud that's actually going to be at the top of the plant. I'm so guilty of it, G3. And I leave way too much at the bottom of my plants. And I'm just like, damn, like I should have taken off more when I defoliated. So I think this schwazing technique might have something to it. If you do it on day 1 of flower, and you take off literally everything except the tops, we know that the tops are going to refoliate and grow through that scrognet or whatever you've weaved them under, and just in 21 days of flower, you're going to have a whole new set of leaves and what looks like brand new plants. And then guess what? You're not going to have any of that bullshit underneath that you're going to kick yourself for leaving on later,
Mm-hmm.
So,
And it's not about like, I don't think it's about, at least in my case, it's not about stripping everything. I don't want just like naked legs all the way up. That's not my style. I want to keep most of the plant for what she is. I just want to spread it out so that it all gets light. And then the bits that I can't get light to and I know aren't going to get anywhere and are just going to be sucking energy from the rest of her, that's what I strip off. So like I still have a vast majority of the plant. It's just, landscape instead of portrait.
absolutely. And like, you just want to leave truly the stuff that's at the top layer of the canopy. And I mean that top foot. Nothing really
where you can
underneath
get
that.
where decent penetration, consider where your light is going to. And if it's not getting light and it's not going to turn into anything, well, maybe we can let that go.
Now, I do agree with Badger. Of course, that leaves are going to tell you what is going on with the plant. Like there is a you've gone too far kind of thing when it comes to schwazing. Okay.
You can also tuck. You don't have to take. You can tuck. Tuck the leaves. Tuck them under.
Tuck.
Tuck the leaves.
Leaf tuck.
You guys know I freaking hate defoliating.
Yeah, defoliation stinks. But yeah, maybe instead of that full schwaz where it's like everything up to like the top, we just give them like a great, like shave their legs real good, like up to the midsection.
Like they can put on a cute little mini skirt.
Yeah, like maybe even higher than that, like 2/3 up the plant. But I get it, man. You don't, you want to leave the leaves because that's A, how they're going to talk to you about what they need, but B, that's, how the plants photosynthesize. It's where they got the chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll? More like borophyll.
But yeah, get rid of what you don't need, and then you can lower, it'll help you lower your humidity. It'll just divert the plant energy upwards to where you want it to be. I think there's a little validity to this schwazing thing, though I wouldn't go overboard with it, like you're saying.
I mean, I think there's such a difference between. I think schwazing is aggressive. It's so aggressive. What's less aggressive schwazing? Just underside defoliating, I guess. I don't know.
Let's just
it just-
give a
like that-
aggressive
the idea
defoliation.
Term is so aggressive. That's
Schwazing is over aggressive
too much for me.
defoliation, but
that's
we want
overly aggressive. We don't want it
aggressive
to be overly aggressive.
defoliation. I think there, like we were saying, we're kicking ourselves for not being aggressive enough when it comes to like what I leave on my plants, and I'm like, why did I leave this branch like this?
I
You know what I
would
mean?
say
Like-
taking branches, sure, but maybe not all of the leaves. And a lot of those branches you can spread out. You give the girl enough space, you can use all those branches.
You can, but you can't.
Except for
You know
like
what
the
I'm-
very, you
Yeah,
know
the
how
bottom-
like you've got a
bottom
fractal,
ones,
so you've got
yeah.
like you've got your main one, and then you've got the secondaries, and you've got the thirds, and you've got the fourths. Like the fourths and the thirds on the bottom, like take them. You can keep bottommost nodes. Take the whole branch.
Listen.
Second node, take the whole branch. Then you start like slowly leaving more so that you can use your top.
I'm with Grinch, and I always wish that I took more off of that plant at trim time. And I'm slowly learning to incorporate that practice into my growing, because it's like I'm reluctant to do it as a grower. Like,
What would you
I
have
don't
done with-
want to.
Did you do that with the straw trap cherry? So
No.
how much did you remove
No.
from the straw trap cherry?
So
Do you think it would
very
have made a
little.
difference in that genetic situation where you've got those marble sized nugs? Like
I
just
think it may
genetically,
have.
she's probably not going to get much larger. Could that much energy truly
Yeah.
have been diverted to the lowers
I
that you
think
didn't
so.
take off?
I think there was definitely some of that at play. Because here's what ended up happening, G3, is I got that under canopy light.
Yeah, and that
Which-
probably made a difference, right? Or did
It
that
did.
force you to keep buds that you really shouldn't have because you were like,
yes,
these will get bigger, and they just did not
Yes.
get to the level you were expecting?
I left
Different
everything
situation
on the plant.
completely.
I didn't like, I left it all because I was like, yeah, like I just thought like, oh, it's like the first round I used the under canopy lights, I thought it did really well because I did defoliate, I did my normal thing, and I just like, it helped those underneath, not bottom layer buds, really develop and become impressive. But like then I took it, I was like, how much can this help me? And the next round, I didn't take nothing off. So like we're leaving like those
You left
wispy,
like full bottom branches
yeah,
and
full
everything.
bottoms, like those little wispy ones from the like I left it all. Big mistake.
I mean, I guess
big
it's a fun
mistake.
experiment, but yeah, I definitely could have seen where that would have ended up.
It like those buds got bigger than they would have otherwise, but they're just bottom buds. The plant itself doesn't like put enough energy into those branches, those nodes, for it to even be worth your fucking time to light them up. You know what I mean?
So, do you feel like under canopy lighting is worth it at all if you're
I do.
training properly into a seed? So, what are you hitting with that under canopy lighting?
I do.
The few that you have chosen to keep after your very selective process and taking off your wispy larvae.
Yeah, essentially, like you're still taking stuff off, but there's not all of it. Like not all of it. And there's always going to be that mass of like middle stuff. You know what I mean? The stuff that kind of grows inwards. That's what that under canopy light's really good at getting. Nothing towards like the sides, the corners, of course. Everything kind of like around the edges of the bottom layer get taken off. But right underneath that light, I mean, I do take off everything like maybe 2 feet above that, but those branches will develop. I'm not out on under canopy light at all. I just think I prove that it has its limits, you know? It's not going to like work magic for you.
Yeah.
You still have to
personally, I'd be interested to see the difference between a plant using under canopy lighting, like underneath it, literally shining up from below, and another one where instead those supplemental lights are on the sides of the tent shining in sideways. Whether they're like right at the canopy or whether they're at the canopy and like turned vertically. Like I'm not, I think it would be different results. I think that if you put it on the sides, you'd get bigger top buds as well.
you could certainly do like 3 under canopy lights, and like one on the left side of the pot, middle, right side of the pot. I'm not out on them. I think, truth be told, you will have better results if you focus your time and your energy as a grower into proper defoliation than into lighting your bottom branches. So there is a little.
You could do both.
You could do both, and there is a little juice to be squeezed from that under canopy lighting thing, but like not a whole lot.
Yeah, and you also have to, I would take into consideration how much wattage you're actually, wattage, average, whatever the term you guys, I don't know, how much electricity you're pulling into your tent from how many outlets, if you're safe to use that additional lighting as well, because that is an additional draw. And then
It is.
how much extra is it going to get you for the cost?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just like, I don't know how I can even quantify like the benefit that it gave me. But again, I do know that when I don't defoliate enough, it fucks me up like I'm in a world of hurt come trim jail. Like I hate it so much. So
I just end up getting pissed off and throwing out a lot of them, or
Yeah,
putting them in a bag and chucking them in the freezer and saying, "Oh, I'll wash this later." I have lots of little bags full of stuff I need to wash later. How long can
That's
this
what you
stay in
end
the
up doing.
freezer? I can't imagine that long.
what, fresh frozen or?
Yeah, how long can fresh frozen stay fresh frozen?
I mean, I assume
Forever?
indefinitely, like
Indefinitely?
frozen vegetables, right?
I mean,
Frozen at
I
peak
think
of
frozen
freshness.
vegetables still have an expiration date.
Oh,
on
come
them.
on. That's all BS, G3. You believe in expiration dates?
I mean, not the ones that the government gives us, but I do believe that there is a lifespan and a decay process for all things. Just
Now-
wonder how much
No,
freezing
there's a Best Buy
stops
date.
it.
There's a Best Buy date, but that's
Best
like
Buy.
that's like the companies like well, if you want to taste the like Chef Boyardee beefaroni at its peak freshness, then you should eat it by September 2032.
Oh my god,
but
talk about
like,
bad meat terps.
Is beefaroni really going to be that much worse after 2032? Like, was it really that good to begin with? No, beefaroni's fine. Even if like post-apocalyptic scenario, hoard all that canned food. It's never going to go bad. Never going to kill you if you eat it. There's people that
It may never go bad, but I wouldn't consider it fine.
No, but I've watched videos G3 of people that like have MREs from like World War II, and they eat the food that was packed in 1943. And
Sure, but there's
It's
a
fine.
process of
it's not great.
there's some level of chemical change over that time. So like I just wonder, do you lose a ton of terps? Do you
Oh,
get
yeah,
any
you probably
change
gain
into
some
like
terps too,
CBN or
not ones you
anything?
want.
What's freezer burned weed look like?
Are we talking about the MREs or the weed?
No, I'm talking about weed.
Gotcha. You probably, I don't know. That's a great question, though.
I just don't know personally, don't know what freezing does to them. So if fresh frozen can just stay fresh frozen, brilliant. I can make an awesome house blend and just wash everything. That'll be
That
fun.
is an interesting question, though. Like, don't ask me how I know this, but frozen breast milk has kind of a soapy taste to it, while fresh breast milk does not.
I mean, there's a change on some level. Like they definitely recommend that when you're freezing breast milk that you use it within a certain amount of time, or else it can have a slight change to the molecular structure.
Yeah. So I don't know. Question. Good question. Could happen with your weed in a
I know.
freezer.
I just didn't know what freezing did to it, but apparently very little. So rock those freezers, my loves.
Badger says fresh freezes kind of indefinitely, but you will
That's
lose
great.
some terps over time. But yeah, not a hard and set Best Buy date. You know,
Brilliant.
it's
I love that. This plant is just so magical. You need more time? We got you. You like this way?
you wanna
We
just
got you.
fucking
You want to
freezer?
smoke it this
Freezer,
way?
yeah.
We got you.
It is.
God,
It is.
God, I just love cannabis. It's the best.
It is. I think we did a really good job covering pretty much everything I can think of, at least in term like tricks we can use up in the
Oh,
garden.
I have one last thing.
Yeah, what's that?
Let your plants go all the way until they're fully ripe. Don't cut them too early.
point.
If you cut them too early, your yield is going to be lower. So harvest them when they're ready. Let
Patience.
your bud get bigger fat. Patience.
Patience. There is such a thing as like a last week bulk, like where they truly won't put on that density, that final, like where it weighs your branches down, where it's like if you don't have support there, like they're touching the floor and flop the fuck over because they get big, dense, and bulky in that final week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have patience,
Yeah, you just miss out on a little
you
bit of
missed out
that
on that.
extra.
It is a gripe, Badger. Man, yeah, no, I mean, I think people are in a rush a lot of times,
Yeah, who doesn't want to get it done? Like you're sitting there staring at it, chomping at the bit, looking at trichomes like, come on, come on, come on, come on. I've been waiting for this for months. I have put love and care and dedication and determination and passion and everything I have into this plant, and I want my return. I
Yeah.
want the product. So like, let's
Maybe-
go. And every day feels like an eternity. So I understand, but yeah,
Maybe
2
what
more
it
weeks.
yeah, it's the eternal 2 more weeks. But maybe what it is harvesting on a schedule, like Smoke Ring says. There.
Got
Like,
it.
harvesting on a schedule, like your schedule, not the plant's schedule. That's the key. We have nothing to do with the harvest window. It's up to the plants. But in a lot of cases, this is work. We are going to have to do. There's only so much time to get it done in. So it's like we shoehorn the plants' window of like their harvest window into our window of opportunity to get it done. Maybe that's what's happening. But like in an ideal world, you are just going to want to like read the plant and leave it entirely up to the plant for it to tell you when it's ready, you know?
In a perfect world.
It can't always work out like that.
No, it doesn't always work that way, especially when you've got a perpetual grow, you've got people waiting for that spot, and you push it as long as you can. And it really is a matter of just weighing. All right, if I take it this much early, how racy is it going to be? How much mass am I going to lose? How much, what effects are going to change? It's just a
Now,
weigh what your priority is.
on the same, like, you can also over ripen your plants, Badger. So, like, it's one of my gripes too, is people waiting too long to harvest their plants. And I think past that peak terp window, okay, if you let your plants get too ripe in your tent, too much amber, that's like a, what do we call it, G3? Like it's not, it's a decaying gland, right? Like a decaying trichome.
Yeah.
What's the word?
Your cannabinoids are changing from like THC to CBN. You're literally degrading
Yes,
into
degrading and decaying.
Yep,
Literal
degrading
decay, yeah.
into a different chemical makeup, which will affect you differently.
So, like, that amber color that we all say we're told we want isn't necessarily what you want. Like, it does tell you, like, when your plant is kind of like you're past the point of diminishing returns. Like, if you let any more amber develop, it's probably going to decrease your amount of terps. It's definitely going to change your cannabinoid makeup in your plant.
I mean, but if that's what you're going for, if you're going for something that is you want to knock you out at night and you're looking for a broadleaf and you make it go real long, she's mostly ambers, you pull her and it's a lot of CBN, like that's going to knock you out. It's going to put you to sleep just by the general makeup and because you enhanced that aspect of the plant's profile. Just what she could give by letting her last longer.
Definitely worth being patient, though. Like, let the plant speak to you.
Yeah.
A little
And
amber
she's
is,
got a
you know,
white hairs, like unless it's those. See there, and even that can be misleading sometimes. Because I want to say most of the time you really want to see all of those white hairs to like shrink into the plant and color up and get beautiful and act like it's autumn. But then you have some plants that go long and they just keep throwing pistils no matter what.
Yeah.
And you just at some point have to pull it.
that's pretty rare, though. I haven't found many plants that do that. I have found some varieties that will, like, they'll put out foxtails, like unnatural looking new groups of pistils. Like that, the pistil formation kind of like slows down and then like evens off, and then it kind of spikes again at some point. But in these unnaturally shaped clusters that we call foxtails, like that to me is like that's just diminishing returns. Like I don't want to see that. You're not going to get any more weight from letting them foxtail. So you're basically done. The plant's telling you it's done at that point. Check
Yes.
those trichomes and get them out.
And we are not speaking about genetic foxtailing. That's different.
Different. Much.
And they look different. You can tell the difference.
You'll know. You'll know when you see it. You'll know.
Yeah. Now, genetic foxtailing is beautiful. I love me some good genetic
like a nice
foxtail.
narrow leaf, warm weather variety. It is nice to see sometimes.
Yeah,
Can be
they're
good for
very-
hash making plants too. Hash plants. So yeah, no, I think we've covered a lot of bases. I want to kind of also say there's no magic, guys. Like, Again, there's no like bud bulking 5,000 formula that you're going to be able to buy that's going to work. Like this is it's a comprehensive thing where there's a lot of moving parts that you kind of have to like understand and like balance, optimize and balance, or just go buy the Bud Bulker 5,000. I'm not going to tell you not to. It's more just it's more about belief than anything. You know, if you believe that it's going to work,
And a lot of cases,
maybe it will.
those Bud Bulker 5000s, they're not going to hurt your plant in any way. And in a lot of cases, it will have aspects in it that can help. It's just maybe not as helpful as you would like it to be. So look up what's in there.
Absolutely.
Check
It
it out.
may
Check
have
it out what it
some
will do for your plant, and see if that's
beneficial-
important. And if you like that, maybe find it in solo form.
Yeah. Now, like, without, like, yeah, just adding a product in any like, in any way, it's never really gonna do much. Growing is about managing environment more than anything. If the environment is not optimized for the plants, like I don't care what nutrients, microbes, bud bulkers and sweeteners or whatever the hell you want to buy and add to your system. If you put them in a poor environment, none of that shit matters. It doesn't. So your money, your time, and your energy as a grower is so much better spent in that area of things, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I mean, your job is to play God. The first job of a god is to create a world. So if you want your plant
Yeah,
to love
and then
you
rest
and
on
worship
the
you
seventh day.
and praise you, yeah, make your world perfect. Be a good little cannabis demigod and make your perfect world.
I like it. Create a cannabis society.
Oh man, there was a computer game from so long ago called Black and White where you played a god, and it was super fun. And I just remembered that for the first time in years. Random.
You like come back and you're come back 3 weeks later to check up on them. Like you've left your plants. The cannabis society has been blossoming, and you have an autopot set up, so you're the cannabis demigod just kind of went away. You come back 3 weeks later, and the sativas are warring with the indicas, and the sativas develop nukes but don't want the indicas to, and it's a mess. It's a mess.
And if you think about it, like we do talk about days like they're years when we're talking about our plants. So it is, we vanish for days at a time, especially if they're automated. Do your thing. We'll check on you later. If they're hungry, we feed them.
Oh,
If they're thirsty, we provide rain. You know? We
I do love
control
that.
the intensity and the distance and the time of the sun.
I do love that kind of analogy of like every day of your plant's life is a year in like a human life.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of works out to about the same, plant largely will live for 84 days. An auto will, for sure. Photos, about the same. The same, maybe a little more. But yeah, like if they're stressed for even a single day, think about that. That's like a year of your life that like was not optimized. You were failing to thrive for a whole year. Think how much that sets you back.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you can't surmount that. Listen, life's never too late. It's never over. You can change whatever situation you're in tomorrow, no matter how old you are.
Yep.
Same for a plant though, but it's like it just, man, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's important to keep environment optimized for these plants at all times. Just slowing them down really, not a good thing.
Yep. Be a
Do-
benevolent God.
Benevolent demi-canagod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do we have time to go into a Patreon garden?
Yes, please.
We do. We got to be quick, though. We got
That's
to be
okay.
quick. All right.
We will stay focused and on topic.
Oh, of course. I know how this goes. Let's go. Let's go in. We're going to... All right. We're in the garden of High Times Garden.
Yay! High times.
High Times. Long-time supporter of the show. Thank you, my friend. We appreciate you.
He's so great.
I see. I spy with my little eye. I see a lot of cool shit. We got auto pots, obviously. First thing I pick out of this. We got some great automated watering. We have under canopy lighting. Looks like some of those AC Infinity bars. I'm counting 4 under canopy lighting bars. It could be that 2 are like full spectrum, 2 are like those UV supplement bars. They look a little different,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I think that's what I'm seeing here.
Ah, High Times is here. Brilliant.
Is he? Hell yeah. I love when that happens.
High Times, are those, what are they called? Barinas? Barina strip lights?
Woo. Enhance. I thought, for a second, we had, like, side lighting on, like, I thought these green tent poles were like an LED bar, too. Wouldn't that be cool?
See, that's why I think that side lighting, like putting additional lights vertically on your tent poles, I think would be very interesting from a supplemental standard. I think that potentially would be way more beneficial than from the underside. Your leaves from the underside, like they do have the ability to photosynthesize some, but leaves want to turn towards your light sources at the top so that you can get as much photosynthesis going as possible. So if you have more on the sides than underneath, I think it could be cool. I'm rambling. We're off topic already.
Well, it's all right. It happens. I think you're going to end up with too much PPFD at the top in that scenario. That's why a lot of the supplemental lighting that does exist right now is primarily under canopy because we're not trying to overdo it at the top.
Can't you just turn down your big ass light? Turn down the big light, turn on the side lights.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I live my whole life. Turn on the big light.
Yeah, you could. Absolutely.
I just think maybe because like even outside, the sun doesn't stay in the middle of the top of the sky all the time.
Yeah,
it
hits it from
moves
all
across
different
the
angles.
sky. So it's hitting that plant from all different angles. So oh man, wouldn't it be cool if they had a light that was on a track that like moved itself over the course of the day?
Now you're
That'd
just
be cool.
asking too much. That's just
That is
I
not
like
too much. AC Infinity will come out with that like randomly in 2 years.
with track lighting. Why not, right? That's the next frontier of tunable spectrum and
Oh, the Vivo Sun.
positioning.
He's got those chunky poles in that Vivo Sun, which is great. I think the new pros from them are awesome.
Oh, this is the VivoSun
The
Pro
VivoSun
tent.
Pro. So they've got the like thicker, the thicker sides. That's like the, it is at the 2000D or whatever. Mylar
Nice.
outsides or whatever it is. And
Yeah,
then
they do
big,
look
thick,
they do look
like the
chunky.
full inch poles and the big chunky zipper and like the window on the front, I think.
They look chunky as hell. So
Yeah, I love that. See the light rails on the side?
yeah, I like that a lot too.
I
Is that
like
that another
that.
one of those AC Infinity bars, High Times? And look at this. It's a tray to grow from Autopot here.
Those things are so game changing.
They are awesome. Now, maybe it's just me again. I'm getting a sense that this is an auto.
Yeah, it
This
looks like
looks auto to me.
I would agree.
What is it about? Like, I mean, it's just the size of the plant. Like the what about this screams
It's the
auto
size
to
of the
you?
plant and the
Yeah,
maturity of the leaves.
yeah. I think a
That's
lot of it's like the look of the buds too. Like we were talking about, just like there's a certain density here that I think like I don't even get with a lot of my photo periods. Like that top cola is like effortlessly dense, and I think that is a feature of a lot of autoflowers. That is a great thing.
hmm
But yeah,
I
sometimes
do think
they
that
just
autos
yield a
have
lot
that
more.
just like the very relatively, at least autos like this, when you're looking at a plant like this, that like dense, smaller stature, very compact plant, it just makes so much more sense that a photos are so much more kind of like loosey goosey.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
it's the
know,
all
they just want to
natural
spread.
structure. Yeah, it's this is just it just screams auto. I know. If you know, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, what a
Oh,
great
that's right. He
idea.
got the tree to grow on the 200th episode.
Oh hell
Congrats
yeah.
again.
That's great, High Times. Man, look at this.
I
Checking in on
know.
the prize we sent you. Isn't that
Yeah.
I'm I'm happy to see you're
So
making
glad that it is
fine use
helping.
of it.
It
Otherwise
is
I'd
great.
take it right away and send it to someone who would. No, I'm kidding, man. What a great idea, Snow Farms. They should just make a full 3x3, like, or 4x4 tray to grow, right?
Oh my
Just like
gosh.
the
Wouldn't that be so
entire
nice?
floor of your tent.
I like the idea of having two of them. So if you have plants with two different kind of like water or feeding needs, that they can be separated a little bit. You know, there are some plants where if they're
I
on the
like
same
that.
watering schedule, something's sucking it up real fast, wants way more water, and she's just going through it. And another plant, it doesn't like wet feet so much.
Yeah,
You keep flooding that tray, and she's going to get real upset. So having two different ones, I think, is helpful.
gotcha. That's you know, I've always just went with each, like, pot has its own auto
Me too.
valve and everything, like, for that reason. But
But
I'm
this
not
is
a yeah,
so amazing
I'm
for
not opposed.
movement, moving
Yeah,
things around, putting
it
things
looks
in and
great.
out,
What
perpetual
I would
grows.
love this for in particular is my like growing vegging photo periods in 1 gallon pots. Just like they're hand watered right now. And I could just put 8 1 gallon pots in something like this and have them all
Oh my gosh, yes,
watered.
the like post
Yeah,
baby, like the teenager tent.
yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly.
So pretty. I love
I
that
know.
sheet.
I love the all natural autos, and this is a frosty one, by the way. He says it's the Perm from 2020.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah, very frosty, man.
I do not envy the trim job you will have, sir.
Yeah, no, that looks like a tough one, we'll say. It's a leafy girl.
It's very leafy. but it's a lot of frost. So I
Yeah,
hope you have a trim bin.
I was just thinking that you would
If
get.
anybody doesn't have
That's
one, they are
cool.
worth their weight in gold. I highly recommend it. That is
A little bonsai
awesome.
we got here.
How cool.
And those are some nice, like those are helixed out, man. Like that's
That
that's
is
some crazy looking.
beautiful.
Yeah,
The symmetry on
symmetry,
that
yeah.
is making my brain so happy right now.
Uh-huh.
Like even these buds coming up in, oh my God.
Well, what's funny is the bud sites themselves are literally identical
It's
on
it's
side to side.
completely symmetrical. Even the angle, oh my gosh, my mind is blown here. This is stunning.
Yeah, I like this a lot. This is it pleases my OCD.
Is this real?
Of course.
This is
What
not
do you think?
mirrored. This
He,
has
like,
to be mirrored.
no.
I don't know.
You
That's
think
too
he, like
perfect. It
AI
has to be
create me
mirrored.
a
That's mirrored.
symmetrical looking canna
High times. If you
bonsai
actually
plant?
did that, then you are the greatest grower that I've ever seen. That has to be mirrored.
That's awesome.
It can't be. You got the background. That's amazing.
Yeah, man, this is super cool. Yeah, every single bud site is accounted for on each side. Like that's just wild to me. Wow.
This isn't. That's
Who would
my.
have thunk it?
I don't even know. That's crazy.
I mean, this isn't in a canna bonsai contest, is it? Because it would surely win. It would surely win. Oh, what a cool name for a strain. He says this one's called Lobster Bisque.
Yes, I've been watching this one just because I love the name so much
Meal
because
terps.
it sounds like it will be horrific. And so I'm
You don't like a lobster bisque?
captivated by how this turns out. Lobster bisque in a bowl, like
Oh, that sounds delicious. With like
I
the
cannot
sherry
wait
in it,
to
that
hear
like
how this turned out. Like
creamy, like seafoody with the that ooh. I
I'm
do love a
captivated
bisque.
by this. This is when like a name steals me, and I'm hyper focused on it. Lobster bisque, that's crazy. I think he's doing that for a grow along. Jesus, high times he does. He says it's real. That's
That's cool.
insane, dude. The symmetry on that is madness.
One of the coolest that I've ever seen. Yeah, take another
That's
look. Boom.
look at the freaking angle. Look at the leaves.
One of the coolest I've ever seen. But yeah, dude, no, Snow Farms ain't lying. That lobster bisque has me salivating here. Meal turps.
Yeah, that profile is you to a T. But I have to know how it turns out. I'm so fascinated.
Sounds delish. All right. He also says, well, let's just show his work instead. Got another tent here from the looks of it. How many tents you got, High Times? You got what? At least 2, 3? This looks like a 2x4. More under canopy lighting. Got that scrognet. I love it. See, now this is his like his I guess auto tent, like sprout tent.
Mm-hmm.
His miscellaneous tent, like I have everyone's got a junk drawer, right? You got that one drawer in your house with like a bunch of random shit in it, like stamps, Sharpies, nail clippers, whatever. A ruler, a bunch of Chinese food menus, duct tape. You know that drawer. That's like this tent, right?
Yeah, anything that needs lots of light, stick it in there.
Yeah. I got one like this.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, our vegetable starts.
Oh gosh, I'm so excited for spring planting. I'm not getting
Truth.
off topic. I'm not. I will talk about outside gardens
Truth.
for an hour. We cannot start that now.
Not now, not now.
Next
What
week,
I do
maybe.
want to mention though is his heat mat in his seedling tent. That is that's a key component right there. You don't
Photos,
have a seedling tent unless you have a heat mat. Just gonna say it. You have a tent you put seedlings in, but you don't have a seedling tent. That's a cool looking plant right there. Very Oswald Christmas tree looking. Oswald family Christmas tree. Look at this girthy stem too. I spy at the bottom.
That is chunky.
Yeah, very girthy branches and a stalk in that. Does he say what that is? That was called stick broccoli. Stick broccoli. Who's this by, man?
These names are captivating.
Stick broccoli.
All right, so these are the autos, and the last ones were the photos.
All right, cool. This is an auto tent. Makes sense because yeah, you got your flowering plant in there with the youngins. Otherwise, they'd be on different schedules. You know, that more lobster bisque.
So pretty.
Yeah,
That's
man,
a
your
nice
plants
training
are so
number.
fucking symmetrical, dude. Again, look at this plant.
I know, it makes my brain buzz happy.
For real, like it's kind of like almost mind blowing. Like, are you doing this on purpose? Is this a thing you're...
I don't think it happened when he tripped and fell. Oh shit, I accidentally
listen,
trained
like,
my plants
obviously
perfectly.
for the other one, like we showed, yes, like the can of bonsai. Yeah. But look at this one. Like, is this trained? I'm not even seeing like I guess I can
gotta
see
be.
a bent branch at the bottom, a deliberate bending of the branch to achieve this look. I didn't,
Yes.
you know, otherwise I'm just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, dude? Can I buy seeds that are just like, these will grow completely symmetrical plants? That's what I bred them for. Like I wasn't looking for anything other than symmetry in their growth patterns. And wouldn't that be a fun breeding project?
Oh my gosh. It could drive you to madness.
You're
'cause
right.
Nature is just chaotic. Everything
It's not symmetrical
bred
enough.
for its chaos. So even if you bred something for perfect symmetry, you would still have to train it.
You would,
Jesus.
right? This is a beautiful little flower tent here, man. He
That
says day
must smell
57,
amazing.
and he's dropped the temperatures of the tent in order
Ooh,
to
well, let's bring out those colors.
get some color, and also dropping the temps will help preserve terpenes at the end of your flower run too. You know, if you're smelling those terps in your tent, they are being volatilized and they are in the air. Little foot shot right there, high times feet. Looks like he's got pretty well manicured set of toes there. We got more sticky broccoli.
Ooh, look at those colors come in. God, I love those tiger stripey leaves.
Those are some of my favorites too. It's got like a little bit of everything in them. Some purple, some red, some yellow, some green. The beautiful
Lots of green.
lobster bisque in mid
Look
stretch
at those
here.
leaves. Ooh, I like them.
Yeah, that's a beautiful plant right there. I mean, dude, talk about an even canopy, man. Look at the way he's done this without any scrog netting, stakes. Very impressive.
Certainly looks happy.
Day 60 in the photo tent. Look at the bulk difference too. You will see between this picture, okay, day 60.
So many
And the one we
dots.
just saw right here, way different from day 53 to day 60.
Yeah,
Or
that
that was
one there.
57. So even 3 days, you'll see a difference if they're in that bulking phase. Dude, this tent makes me happy, man.
How tall is that tent?
It looks like a shorty. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
It does look like a shorty. I like your frog totem. is, is it bringing you luck?
Gosh, she's pretty.
What kind of light is that, too, man? Is that like one of those Viper specters? It has that look, perhaps? I don't know. You'll have to tell us. Oh, you did a little defold here on this one. Okay. This is the before and the after. Before, after. That's very well done. Before, after. Like we were talking about, like that frees up so much of your plant's energy and helps it all go up to those very top buds, that like that top 8 inches, 10 inches, foot. That's really where you're like, that's really where you want it to focus. So,
And it fills all back out too. It's not
It
like it
does.
stays all skinny and, leafless forever. Those leaves grow back in.
they do a little bit. Now,
It's a 2x2.
what I would even like, kind of what I was discussing earlier in the show, High Times, is I would like you to even do that earlier on next run. Like you said, this was what, day, just by looks, maybe 20 something of flower. Is this a photo? Question mark on day 20 something of flower. Start that defoliation and leg shaving process a little bit earlier next time, and that'll like it frees that energy up a week or two ahead of time, so you don't even grow those branches, let alone like yeah but either way, this is an excellent like example of how to do it. Oh, he's going deep here. Day 71 in the photo tent. Letting the plants tell him when they're ready. Right? You can see them bulking up though still, right? Like this is what a big difference from day 57. Well worth the additional time, in my opinion.
That place must be loud.
And this was today's picture posted, and I was like, "What a cool picture! We're gonna spy on High Times' garden tonight."
Holy
Yeah,
cow.
right. That must be a fragrant tent right now. What strains are
Ooh,
these,
I like
man?
that super cropping.
Same.
Bam that bitch over.
He went double scrognet on this one. Great job, dude. Like really, really nice gardens.
Beautiful.
You have clearly have a system, a purpose behind all your tents and their setups, and yeah, man, you're making great use of all your gear. Just
Incredible.
awesome to see. Yeah, no, it's cool because everyone's got like these slightly different ways of doing things that we don't get to appreciate very often unless you get to break into their gardens and check it all out yourself, you know?
Just goes to show you how important it is to find your own individual style. Nobody grows exactly the same. Nobody.
Nope. No. What's interesting here too is I see like this tent has 5-gallon buckets, like those signature Lowe's blue buckets. Does that mean you've either made your own sip system or you're hand watering these from the top? Like whatever it is, like probably not an auto pot setup in here. Yet still killing it, you know?
Stunning.
Yeah, just lots of ways to do this thing. Thank you for posting your pictures, sir, and thank you for being a supporter of the show. Again,
Yes, absolutely. Incredible.
Soap, Dumpster, and Blue Lotus, he says. That one called Dumpster has me intrigued, sir.
Of course it does.
Can you tell me more about this strain
God.
called Dumpster? What kind of a dumpster are we talking? Like one behind
Is
a
it a
Chinese
meat
food
dumpster?
restaurant?
How much meat
One-
is in this dumpster?
Like rotting fruit? Is it behind
this
a
like-
seafood place? I mean, really? How long's it been out in the sun?
Oh my God.
I need to know these things. I love offensive terps.
What terp profile are you looking for? Do you have anything in the meat dumpster vein?
That would be a
Oh,
great
man.
strain. I'm seeing a breeding project now. It's like lunch money and dumpster. And it's just like
This tastes like hot meat
week
garbage.
old hoagies that have
Oh my
been in,
God.
like you forgot that you got Wawa hoagies on your way somewhere and you left them in the trunk for a week in the summer. You know that
Wouldn't
smell?
that just end up dirty hot dog water? Wasn't that already a quest line of ours?
I think we could find the dirty hot dog water pheno in this gene pool.
In the
Most
vein.
definitely.
I think so. We
Most
got to put that
definitely.
Italian hoagie in the dumpster and see what comes out. Jesus.
I'm all over this G3.
I know
This sounds awesome. This sounds awesome. All right, so he's made his own sip buckets. He says they're
Sip
called
team for life.
or they're called grow buckets from Amazon. One or the other. Either homemade. They're sip buckets called grow buckets.
Yeah, they're like
from
they're
Amazon.
systems that you can
Oh, that's
and
cool.
it's like a system that you put into a
That's
5-gallon
really
bucket.
cool, dude. That's really cool.
I've heard lots of great things about them.
Any sip
they're
is better than no
inexpensive.
sip, man. For real.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can convert a trusty Lowe's blue bucket into one, that's awesome. That is awesome.
I do like me a blue bucket.
Yeah. My palate is different. Snow Farm says, yeah, it is, man, but
Different.
it is. Well, shoot. Look at the time, G3. It's been a long show tonight.
It has been. It's been worth it though,
Yeah, I
especially to
thi- I
see that crazy plant. I'm gonna be
Oh,
thinking about that plant for days.
Beautiful symmetry. And yeah, well worth sticking around for High Times' Garden. I'm glad we did that. And I think we learned a lot tonight, too. At least I did.
Yeah,
At least I did.
all about priorities. So many variables, so many priorities to consider, and it's just about where on the spectrum you fall about what's important to you and easy for you. Really.
You have to find your
If you're-
own way. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're hyper obsessed with getting the most quantity that you can and an element of it is really, really difficult to achieve, it's not worth it.
It is a concern that you should be concerned about, but not like your primary concern. And it
I mean,
matters,
unless it's
just,
your
it matters, man. Like it's not a good feeling, no matter how you slice it, to like get a low yielding plant, to have to trim a lot of larf, whatever it is, to feel like you could have done more at the end of the day. So
Are you personally offended by this straw chop cherry? Do you feel like she was mean to you by the amount that
a
she
little
yielded?
bit, honestly, a little bit. Like
Like, I feel like this
Little
is
bit.
your.
a little bit.
There's a little bit of personal
Little
hurt
bit.
here. Like, she just didn't give you as much as you gave her.
I think that's a good way to put it. Like I expected more in return from the amount of love that I put in, and like the, like it's like a sum of its parts kind of thing, where it's like quality is a factor, so is yield, but like all things considered, I didn't get nearly like enough of what I was looking for. Like I feel like it wasn't worth it. I do. I hate to say that. And I do feel like I could have done more to maximize its potential. And that's like thinking about all these things over the last couple weeks as I've been fucking trimming this thing, the never-ending trim job. Yeah. That's where this topic kind of came from.
Understandable. Of course, we can only work within the possibilities that the genetics give us. Like, if the genetics only go so far,
Agree.
we can't make a plant produce something it is literally not capable of producing. So everybody should just cut themselves a little slack, little grace.
A little bit.
It's okay. The plant does what it wants to do sometimes, regardless of how much you pour into them.
They can. Well, come say goodnight real quick. We're leaving. We're literally leaving.
Like, literally signing up. We get to be alone.
We're signing off. The Capling,
Oh, the Capling.
he's here.
Hey, bud. We heard
got a
you
little
talking
dog
up a
outfit.
storm.
Yeah, they heard him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they could hear
Oh
him
my
tonight.
His aggressive
Yeah,
coos.
aggressive cooing. Exactly. Yeah, guys, this
I
is
love it.
so.
All
this
the
is
passion.
Fat Freddy, we've been calling him. We have this new song. It's called. It's like exactly Fat Freddy
He is
Bamaland.
the perfect little Cabbage Patch Kid.
Oh
my
he's
gosh.
so cool. He's so cool.
Amazing. I adore him.
So yeah, I'm gonna go play with him before he goes to bed, guys. And thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. Thank you, G3.
A pleasure.
putting
Thank
up with me.
you. And thank you, chat, for joining us tonight. As always, huge thanks to our amazing Patreons.
Yes.
Come hang out with us on Discord. Use our codes on the places.
All of those things.
All that
Yeah,
thing.
you
Give us
are
like thumbs up, subscribe, like, blah, 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 blah. All of it. Tell
everything
somebody about the
helps,
show.
guys.
Please.
Please. There's so many things you can do to help us if we've helped you in any way. And yeah, you're invited. Come hang out with us on our Discord.
Even if somebody's
a
just
fun
missing a
time.
little bit of community, having a little slice of community live on Tuesdays, you guys can ignore what we say if you want. Just hang with each other in the chat for a week here.
True, man.
Just we're here for you guys. So
Yep. And
Tuesday night,
yeah, it's like
community
a virtual friend.
yeah,
Virtual friend hangout.
It's
that's
so
all a
easy
podcast
to
really
get-
is.
really separated, and as an adult, loneliness can be a problem. Being alone can be a problem. Being separated from your community and people who love the same things that you love can feel like a problem. So it's just a little touch point. You are loved. You are cared about. Your talents
You
are awesome, and we're thrilled that you're here
And
with
it's
us.
it's a place where we can like share this hobby we do, this obsession we have with each other, like with literally that's all anyone cares about in the Discord. Like it's just like that's the coolest part about it. Like listen, I got a political shit talk channel. If you want to be a crazy person and go in there and argue with your your fellow growers, be my guest, but it's been quarantined off because not everyone wants to read that stuff. Like, it's just, we're here to talk plants, guys. Leave everything else at the door. We can all agree that we love weed, right? End of discussion. End of discussion. So, like, just, it's
Come hang
the
out.
only
Safe
place
place.
I know of where it's just like, it's, yeah, different kind of safe space where it's just like, it's not even brought up. So, yeah, come hang out, guys. And in order to do so, the one thing you must do above all else, the only thing that really matters, don't get caught.